This is part 2 for your worksheet on polynomial introductions. Again, this is Analytic Geometry, Unit 4. Okay, what do you need to know? What are we trying to get you to learn in this part of the worksheet? Well, how do I determine the degree of a polynomial? When you get done, you should know why it says degree of 2. Also, how do I write a polynomial in standard form? Notice that here are 2 examples of polynomials written in standard form. So by the end, you should know how to do this. Okay, here's some vocabulary that you're going to need to know and understand to do this worksheet. Exponents. We mentioned before that in a polynomial, your exponents have to be positive integers. They can also be 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No fractions, no negative numbers. Okay, they have to be positive integers and 0. Alright, just a little reminder, we have 4 terms there, don't we? Okay. Again, a little reminder, some vocabulary. Monomial, 1 term. If we have 2 terms, it's a binomial. And 3 terms, it's a trinomial. Okay, more vocabulary. Remember, we had to figure out the degree. This polynomial has a degree of 3. We're going to also learn about coefficients. Why 4 is the leading coefficient? No, it's not because it's the biggest one. You'll also notice that we have 4, 2, and 7. A coefficient is the number in front of the variable. Well, there's no variable with 7. We usually call it the constant because guess what? It's really x to the 0 power, and anything raised to the 0 power is 1. More vocabulary. A little bit of review. How many terms do we have? 3. Leading coefficient, leading term. Notice I had the word constant term. A constant term doesn't have a variable. Again, some things you need to know by the end of this unit. Alright, let's talk about degree. A degree of a polynomial is based on the exponents of the variable. Okay, let's look at some monomials. Alright, let's look at the first one, A. Notice what the exponent is. It's 3. So what do I say? The degree of this polynomial is 3. Alright, oh, this one looks a little confusing, but guess what we do? Yeah, we add them together. So the degree of this polynomial is 10. Ooh, look at C. There's no variable there. No, wait a minute. Yes, there is. There is x to the 0 power. So what is the degree? The degree is 0. So the degree of this polynomial is 0. Now we looked at some monomials. Let's now look at polynomials. Alright, well, they're the same thing. Well, no. Monomial only has 1 term. My first polynomial here has 3 terms, so it's a trinomial. Again, I'm going to add these 2 together, and so the degree of this one is 8. F, I gave you something funny and strange looking. Notice that every coefficient is a fraction. It's okay that the numbers are fractions and square roots and all that kind of stuff, as long as the x's are the variables or not. Alright? Okay, so what's the biggest degree? 4. So this has a degree of 4. G. Hey, there's no number there. Yes, there is. It's a 1. So this has a degree of 1. Alright, find your worksheet. You need to do problems 20 through 25. You may want to pause the video to do this. Did you get those all done? Do you have 20 through 25 done? Good. Now we're ready to go on to standard form of a polynomial. Well, how do I do that? It's easy. You arrange the terms of the polynomial in descending order according to the power of the variable. Let's look at one. Okay, this one is already done for us. And they even pointed out that 15 is the leading coefficient. How did they do this? Well, it has nothing to do with the coefficients. It all has to do with the power up there. Yep, we go find the largest exponent. It's 7. That's why this is the first term. Now what's the next biggest exponent? There it is. It's 5. So we write down the whole entire term. Notice I brought down the plus 6b to the 5th. All right, back up there. What's my next biggest exponent? 4. Again, I move down 5 plus, x, no, I can't get that right, plus 5b to the 4th power. There we go. I got it out. Now, what's the next biggest exponent? There it is. Moving on down. What's the smallest exponent up there? It's not 0. It's 1. And again, notice it's minus 18b. We move whatever we were doing to those terms down with it, adding or subtracting. All right, let's look at this 2 more times, actually. All right. You're going to be rearranging terms of the polynomial based on the degree of the variable. When you move the term, keep the sign of the term. All right, let's look at another one. Bam, here we go. All right, where's your biggest power? 4. Yes, notice I moved down the subtraction or the negative sign. So I have negative x to the 4th power. Where's my next biggest degree? There it goes. There's my next biggest exponent. So I move down plus 7x to the 3rd power. Now, 2. And the 10 is positive, so I'm going to put plus 10x squared. Now again, I've got that negative 5, and there doesn't appear to be a variable there. That's my constant. And remember, the variable is actually raised to the 0 power, so it's my smallest, and I pop it in at the end. Let's do another one, just to make sure we've got this down really good. Okay, let's look at this one. Trinomial, right? 3 terms. All right, biggest exponent, where is it? Yeah, 6. So it's going to be written down first. Notice it's negative 5x to the 6th power, and I write the whole thing down. Now, where's my next largest exponent? 3. There it is. The 2 is positive, so I have plus 2x to the 3rd power. And then finally, I have 2 as my smallest exponent. I write it down. Notice that the coefficient is 20. We don't care. Okay? This all has to do with the power of the exponent. Okay? That's how you write something in standard form. Now, your last part, problems 26 through 30, you're supposed to arrange the polynomials in descending order according to the power of the variable. Okay? Get started. I hope this helped you, and you'll be done with the sheet.